Hey Buzzers, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Lucifer After Show. We've got an exciting show for you entitled Love Handles Season 2.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Spider-Man and freezing full effect.
You gotta hit him with the guns.
I'm ready, Stick.
This is a talk show. This really is. We are going to talk eventually.
I feel like right now it's like a living color, and I'm so here for it.
Got to give them a little of a swirl. Anyways, hello, hi, thank you for joining us, co-host. My name is Alikona Bradford. You know me. I'm at Boys and Beauty 01. We're really excited to talk about Lucifer today. But first and foremost, join the conversation. You know the deal. You co-host with us. This part of the table is just for you. All you have to do is hashtag ABTV Lucifer, and you're on the team. But let's get to know everybody else if you haven't.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram, like the Teddy Graham.
The Teddy Graham, I love it. And I'm Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz.
I'm
still getting
jamming
in.
to this song.
Yeah.
So, wrong move, you did.
That girl is poison.
Oh my God, I love the wicked lights. The green is what I'm here for.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the show. Good night. Thank you. Anyways, okay, really awesome show. First and foremost, we all sat around the table and went, wow, they brought it. They brought it tonight.
Yes,
Hardcore.
best episode of the season, I think.
Absolutely. Basically, what the writers are saying is you will watch. You will tune in May because you will want to know what's about to happen. And we said, yes, we will.
I have already put it on my calendar. I've booked the rest of my summer. It's clean. I don't have anything to do but watch Lucifer. So.
Exactly. We're set.
So let's start with the top of the show because we start with the dream, which we don't know is a dream. And it's funny because Samantha and I are talking about this Belgian dark chocolate thing that I brought in. We're like, yeah, chocolate, everything, blah, blah, blah. Whoa! You just see people slamming against the wall, and it's that moment you've always been waiting for. They're finally about to get it on. And really, honestly, what caught me the first time was the scars. I know she's seen them before, but I was like, wow, she just cruised over those with her hands. And
Like
didn't
loving it. Loving the pause.
But then when the horns came out, and she just kept going, I went, okay.
Yeah, she didn't even keep going. She grabbed on
Yeah,
for
she was
dear
ready.
life,
She's
and
like,
those were the love handles and the title and everything.
Right?
It's too suitable.
Yeah.
The other weird thing about this was that, like, the last time we saw them have, like, a moment of intimacy, it was, like, this little, like a middle school kiss. Yeah, it felt very like, oh, okay, are you into it? And then the very next time we see them, it's like, we're on it. I'm like, well, this was a
Lady
big
in the
leap.
streets and a freak in the
Yeah,
sheets.
right.
I was like, okay, Chloe, I see you.
So, like, that caught me off guard. I'm like, wow, they are being very aggressive considering last week they were kind of like, wah, wah.
Yeah, I asked. I'm like, is that Chloe? And you're like, yeah. Dang, girl, she grabbed the horns and everything. I was like, okay, they're taking it there tonight.
I was saying, but the best part about that scene was the fact that Maze was watching her the whole time with the popcorn, and I could only imagine what Chloe was actually doing in her sleep, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's somebody looking at you, like, oh, okay, that's not embarrassing
Not just
or
looking
anything.
with popcorn.
Yeah,
She was
loving
like,
every
yeah.
second.
This is good.
She was so into it. But
Before we keep going with the conversation, really quick, I just would like to ask our engineer if you could please pull up the chat room so that way our co-hosts could come join in, tell us what they thought about this love scene, because I'm sure there's some people that were real happy about it.
Yes, dying to chat about it.
Yes. But going into that, I want to delve into just the topical part in the beginning as far as the whole Lucifer Chloe thing, because it was interesting that somebody that is so confident 110% of the time is now questioning himself and his ability to really make somebody love him.
Right.
And I feel like that was a constant theme, obviously, throughout the entire show, but it was just really interesting for him to be like, is it real? Is it not real?
And it was such a quick change. Like, I feel like both of them this episode, it was like their characters almost flipped.
Yeah,
like,
role reversal.
Yeah, it was, because he was so, like, almost needy. I don't know if that's the right way to describe him, but just very much like, oh, I don't know. And then Chloe at the same time was being like a teenage boy about flirting, and she was so immature, which
it
was cute to see.
awkward,
but it was so awkward.
when she
so
spanked
awkward.
him,
I was like, wow.
Is she for real?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, she
He was
is.
like, oh, is that you? Like, he just looked so shocked. And I like the library scene as well,
Yeah.
where she's like, come on and let's go make out in the library. And
Right.
didn't really say it so directly, but bringing him
Yeah.
over there, and he was just like,
are you
what's
doing?
gone into you?
Right. It was just funny and at the same time, in that sense, sad because she's obviously trying to step out of the box and
Right.
take Maze's advice because obviously she does want something with Lucifer and she wants to let him know that it's okay to pursue her in that way, and he's just not getting it at all. So for her to put herself out there, A, takes a lot of bravery, and B,
Yeah.
she looks foolish.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's
and-
throwing caution to the wind for a rational person who's like always on their A game. So it's
Right.
kind of cute though. I like seeing her vulnerable and being more open to his response and affection. Like, I thought it was adorable, but it's funny to see him so not into it in the start. But I don't know. I hope he does kind of give it a chance now that it's happened.
I think he's gonna give it a chance. I think it was just weird because
He's not used to that.
Yeah, it's so out of character. That's him, and he's like, "Well, I'm not attracted to me." Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
so she was trying to come meet him at his level, and I think it was weird for him. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, this isn't normal."
Yeah, I can't be the
but I don't
pursued.
know.
Well, say, but my also, I really enjoyed the fact that he's like, okay, wait, I know what it is. My charms. It's my. What do you desire? And the way she was like, you serious? Like, this crap don't work. Come on
We've
now.
gone around this several times.
We've
Yeah.
been over this already, Lucifer. Get it together.
Right.
I also like, and I don't know, maybe it was this new attitude that Chloe had, but I felt like, I mean, I've always thought she was pretty, but particularly in this episode, she was like stunning. Like, I never.
She's letting
She
loose.
took down her
With-
ponytail and he
and
was
I was
like, oh.
She did. I don't know what it was, but as soon as she took down that ponytail, I was like, wow.
Hello,
you are-
queen.
Yeah, really. Like, legitimately, I was like, you are beautiful. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never like appreciated how beautiful.
Shame on
I
you.
know.
Shame,
Shame.
shame,
All
shame,
of the
shame.
shame. I was like, wow, you are beautiful. So I was here for it. I don't know. I get
So,
it.
really quickly, before we move on with the show, I do want to give some shout outs because there are people in our chat. So, hello, Autumn Phoenix. She says it would be hilarious if it was Stalker Girl instead of Maze watching Chloe.
Oh my God. Yes, from last week.
The little Asian girl, yeah, representing for my people. Okay, let's see. RJ Martinez, hello. Oh, he loves the Stalker Girl too, yes.
Bring her back, huh?
I saw, Chaotic Mayhem, what up, girl? Wait, that could be, I totally just guessed and said, what up, girl? What up, boo?
What up, chaos? Chaos? I
And
don't
I
know.
saw Boobies 69.
He's up
She's
there.
always in there.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I guessed there was a guy in there.
Boobies?
Boobies? I don't know.
No, so the story behind that one, it's actually on Twitter. That's if I remember correctly, that's Billie Jean Girl. If she ever tweets at you, but what happened is she took over her sister's account, which is Boobies69. But that's an excuse because you could change your
Yes.
name on Twitter
You can.
or on whatever this is.
G-chat.
Yeah, on Facebook. Somebody enjoys the boobies.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey,
Nothing wrong
okay.
with that.
Polara1C. Hello and welcome
Yeah,
because I
new.
don't think we've ever chatted with you before. If we have, then I'm so sorry. But anyways, maybe it was used to be treated like a sex toy. What are we talking
Lucifer.
about?
They say maybe Lucifer is used to being treated like a sex toy.
So he doesn't know how the real thing works.
That's
real
very
feelings.
true because they made an emphasis on that in the last episode. And so it is weird for him. It's just like any other situation in life, and I'll just use a female for example, but maybe somebody who doesn't have a lot of confidence and they grew up maybe a tomboy and men have never seen that girl beautiful or what have you. So it is awkward to receive a certain amount of attention. Or the fact that he's chased her for so long and he's used to the hunt, the kill, I got it. You are giving me a hard time, and the fact that all of a sudden now you just are ready and willing.
Available. It's not the same.
It's
What?
the challenge thing as well, because most of the women, they throw themselves at him, and she was always kind of a challenge, and now she's kind of being receptive to his advances, and he doesn't really know how to react. So it's interesting to see him on the flip side, but I think it would be funny once he plays into it and she plays into it, but I'm afraid that she'll revert back to her more like conservative ways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you know, it's funny, and I don't want to get too much into this because I want to save it for a little bit later in our conversation, but the one reference I will make is when Maze is talking to Mom, and Mom is like, she's a miracle, and Maze is like, granny panties?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That says it all.
Gotta respect the granny panties.
Yeah.
Girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe it's laundry day. I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe it's comfort. Whatever you want, sister.
Oh, wait, hold on. Boobies is trying to make some excuses. I don't know how. Technology is not my friend. Blowing Lotus, I'm sad that we're about to have to wait. Okay, so are we in Hello Badass Director? Hi.
I think Lauren has a problem with the kiss performance.
What?
Maybe not so good on the kiss front. Remember last time?
Yeah.
Very
better,
true.
better now, though. Better now, even though it was a dream. But anyway.
Yeah. Hot to the chat.
What was I say? Oh, let's talk about this killer because we all felt like by far out of all the villains we've seen on Lucifer, this
Most
dude,
interesting.
Yeah, yes, he's easily the most interesting.
Talk about a screw loose, like 8 screws loose. Oh my goodness!
Like,
Yeah.
what a weird thing. So he, like, goes on this rampage to try to make up for him saving his own skin, which I'm like, I mean...
Moral dilemma.
No, he's
Yeah.
just justifying it.
Yeah, he's trying to justify it,
if
like,
you're
yeah.
I'm not the only one who would make this decision. Other people will too. No, boo-boo, you are the only one that would let a poor kid die in a car
die.
so you can save your computer.
Also,
Right.
pause, like, you didn't have this paper saved anywhere else?
Right?
That
Right.
makes you, like, not that smart. I'm
And
like,
he had a second to get both, in my opinion. Like, I saw a good second where he could have grabbed the
Grabbed
thing and, like,
them.
moved it. Like,
Right.
if you're going to really try to do both, then at least try. Like,
Yeah.
he just
Right.
bolted out of there. There was no attempt.
Right. Or if you are smart, like you said, A, if you had all sorts of secretive formula information, you'd have a backup. B,
Right.
if
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
that smart, don't be lazy, save a life, and then go redo the work.
Right, that's the thing. Like, you've done it once, you can do it again. Like, surely this is saved somewhere else, or you
Yeah.
have the ability to redo.
Yeah, you make designer antidotes, man.
Right.
Don't you
Right,
have,
that's what
like,
I'm
a
saying.
whole computer full of this stuff?
Oh, Danielle. So we also said the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah, we were actually
Danielle
going to
and
start
Lucille,
with
yeah.
that theme
Yes.
song
So
from
yeah, the Saw theme
Saw.
because it gave us all. We all said the same thing. It had a very Saw feel to it.
Yeah.
But I felt like with him, to me, it just was like he was good at being bad. Like Ella said,
Right.
like it was like he was really good at this kind of manipulating thing. But I was just like, guy, you don't have to be so vindictive and so. I don't know. It just felt weird. And then like I'm also confused as to if he made. So the potions, or not the potions, the poison that we got last episode was from him. But I
Right.
feel like there has to be a deeper meaning to it. Is that just me? Because I'm like, it was kind of a weird. I just feel like it's a weird thing to just kind of toss away. Like, especially for him to be dead now. I'm like, so why did you create it? Why were they trying to sell it? What was all that about? Are we gonna find that out? I don't know.
It
Maybe
could be
I'm
like
only
the
going-
Saw thing, too, where it could continue on once he dies. He has,
Well,
like, a whole thing
obviously
set up.
it is if Chloe's got her nose bleeding.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But at what
We'll get-
point? But at what point did she come in contact? Because
Right.
originally he did it through flu shots. She
Right.
obviously didn't
Didn't
get a
get
flu
one.
shot, and that's interesting too because I thought it was the alcohol. You know when they were at that frat party and they were trying to find
Oh
Ashley.
yeah,
So
Right.
I remember seeing Lucifer doing the keg and thinking,
that's
is
dangerous.
that
Yeah.
what you really want to be doing? Because there's poison floating around right now.
Ooh, yeah, no.
That girl is poison.
Hence
Anyway.
the song.
Yeah.
That's why. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
All too
great.
suited,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all coming.
And
full
it was
circle.
interesting, that killer as well, he had a family. Like, they gave you a little bit of backstory, and they said
Yeah.
he was married, he lost his, like, child and wife, or something along those lines, and basically had ruined all of his relationships. So it's obvious that he had something at one point, and to get to this level is crazy, but to continue destruction past death is a whole nother level. He's clearly
Yeah.
trying to send a huge message that,
Ripple effect.
yeah, obviously hasn't forgiven himself, which I can see why.
Cool. Then take it out on yourself,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
on people who are
Right.
irrelevant to you.
Innocent, exactly.
Also, can we pause? I loved the fact that the doctor,
Really did it?
She, oh no, well,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I mean the I forget her name was Dr. Ann. Gwen. That's
Really, Anne?
I don't know what I thought. I just I just
Ann
mean
Gwen,
like
they sound alike.
very similar. I love that it was a black woman that was a doctor, just like the casting, but like that was cool to see, just like. A black woman just be like, yeah, I'm this strong
In a position of
power and intelligence, and I was
eloquence.
like, wow.
Yeah.
And it was just a thing, and I was like, oh, so snaps to casting. I don't know who the casting director is,
Right.
but snaps to you.
You know what,
It was
though?
really cool to see.
I will say they've been very good about
Oh, yeah.
that because if you look at the cast, okay,
Quite
you have
diverse.
yes, Tom Ellis is Caucasian, but he's also British.
Yeah,
he's
he's-
British.
Yes.
Yeah, Chloe's obviously white, but
Maze.
Maze, who is I'm not sure what she is, but she looks like she has some sort of Eastern Asian.
Right.
And then you've got
Amenadiel.
Dan Alejandro,
Oh, yeah, I didn't
who
think
even
about
though
that.
he is fair complected, he is Latino.
Right.
And then you've got
Amenadiel.
Amenadiel, you've got Ella.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
even
Wow, they do have a
and
very
I
diverse
do
cast.
recall look, they're villains in the short term, but they've had their share of Asians. They've had their share of Latinos. So I do think they try to change it up a bit.
But yeah.
Definitely.
There's
And that's
a mix
become
of
a
characters.
thing now.
It is, which I appreciate. It's very cool to
But
see.
you know what's weird? Okay,
variety
this is
of
slightly
characters.
off topic, but as somebody who does deal with casting, because I am all, we as hosts go to auditions, or as
Right,
actors we go to auditions, and to hear a casting director or an agent say, "Oh my God, you're mixed," because I am.
Right.
I'm not. I'm half Japanese. I'm half Polish.
Yeah.
Oh, you're ethnically ambiguous. Oh, that's so in. When did my race become in?
Become a fad or like
Yeah.
a trend. Like
That's so strange to me. Anyways, going back into the conversation about the doctor who was again poised, and she was
awesome.
very well put together, and I love the fact that she did have this moral tug of war inside of her, because you have the actor who's like, I couldn't cut my face, and it's not even about the fact that it's your face. Taking a knife to any part of your body, but especially your face, which
Frightening.
is full
Yeah.
of nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure initially, again, being a celebrity, you deal with all sorts of cuckoos.
Yeah.
This can't be real. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I'm sure I would
exactly.
immediately
Getting
just write
crazy
it
letters.
off.
That's what he admitted. And then the doctor was just so, like you said, poisoned. She seemed so, deep in thought about it, and it broke my heart to see her. And I knew as soon as she said, "I'm gonna go get a glass of water," we were like,
The hand is gone. The hand
Yeah,
is
well,
gone.
Dan, I'm sorry I can't hear you because there's a garbage disposal.
Yeah, and then it hit him like
Boy.
crazy.
Yeah, good old Dan.
Well, as soon as she said, "I'm gonna go get water," I'm thinking, why would you let this woman out of her sight? Because she
Right.
just confessed to you that she's contemplating really
Exactly.
Going through with this.
after saying all these things about dedicating her whole entire life to saving people, to this certain code of ethics, to do whatever. Of course, someone with that type of internal compass is
Yeah.
gonna try to do the right thing.
Right.
Gosh.
And it's just unfortunate because once you take a hand away from a doctor, I imagine it's very hard to do the work in the future.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then you're preventing future lives from being saved. So it was just a
Like it's gonna be a
travesty,
ripple
right.
effect from there. So I don't know. It's sad, but it I guess it pushed the story, and it worked into the supervillain's plan of
Right.
like,
Yeah.
making people feel
Well,
like
this storyline wouldn't have worked if everyone just said, "Oh, I'm not going to do that to myself,"
Right.
and
Yeah,
then you just find a
exactly.
cure before that person has the opportunity to do whatever this killer is asking them
Right,
to
right.
do. So I think it definitely moved along the story. But then when he had the track runner with the guillotine at his leg and the boy dying next to him, I was like, okay, this dude is seriously on one.
Right.
And then to go through all that trouble to turn around and slit your throat.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there has to be something. Because Lucifer, if you listen, I mean, I'm sure you guys obviously listen, but he said people like that don't just do it unless they're being manipulated. And then he trailed off and thought about Chloe. But I think that was important, and like I 100% believe that that's going to come up later, because I feel like that wasn't necessarily a throwaway line. I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
just
I
me?
can see that.
Didn't feel like a throwaway thing.
Wait,
Sorry.
which line are you talking about?
Lucifer, when he was at the table and
Oh.
he was talking, he was trying to like dissect. He was like, "Why are we playing into this killer's plan?" He was like,
Yeah.
people like that you can't argue with him." And he was talking about his dad, but like,
Right.
but in reality, if you think about it, it's
Yeah,
like,
he
no,
was
that makes
saying
sense.
like a terrorist.
Yeah, he
That's
said,
what
he's
he
like, people
huh?
like that don't just do it not unless they're manipulated. And
Right.
then he thought to Chloe and why Chloe
Right.
was acting so weird with him. But I think that this killer was also being manipulated by
Yeah.
who or what, I
Yeah.
do not know. But I feel like he didn't just do this for him to kill himself. I feel like it didn't make sense. I feel like there has to be something else there. But I don't know.
Go on
Oh, he
next
says,
season.
"Thou shalt not negotiate with terrorists."
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of funny. I love
Yeah.
that he made it Oh, I think Boobies changed her name.
Did you get
Billie
it, girl?
Jean.
Billie Jean 24.
Thank you, Billie Jean.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, look at this. If you look at the number of vials from the last episode, there should be 4 more poisons. So one of which could be Chloe.
Yeah.
And he's
Unless
dead
you're
now.
counting that one. Yeah. I know.
Well, and that's like the smart thing about him too, as far as like with these antidotes.
Yeah.
He's like, they're right here.
Didn't write him down.
So that'll be interesting how they're going to have to figure out how to heal her the next episode.
Right.
Which that was obviously, so we'll get into
She's in the
Shaq's
hospital.
predictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Also, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was a small moment that was it made me laugh. Was this awkward dance, not actual dance, but emotional dance between Lucifer, Dan, and Mom in the beginning when like Dan is so visibly like reacting to seeing Mom, and he's like, you can just see he's so flustered by it,
Yeah.
and like part of me still wants him to be a thing. And when Mom walks by, she she is so teasing him.
Yes.
And it's like, Dan. And
Yeah.
like, I just want that to be a thing. I
She's
know
just
it
a boss
won't.
chick
She
already
is.
in her. She like just hung up the call. He's calling her. She's like, busy
over
talking
it.
right now.
Oh God, but I want Dan and Mom to be a thing. 'Cause
Let's,
Oh, I
let's
do not.
talk about Mom. No, Dan is way too good for
Yeah.
Mom. Way too good for
Mom
Mom.
will wreck
She's
his life.
cute. Don't get me wrong.
fun.
But no, her insides are not so pretty.
That's true. That is very true.
But okay, I like that she went and saw Dr. Linda.
And completely ignored
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Well, and Dr. Linda, I love that because she is talking to Mother Nature. She does know who she's talking
Right.
to. You are the goddess of life, pretty much.
Yes.
And even though you are, and you're very tall, I'm not going to do your dirty work for you. If you got to say something, you say it yourself. And I thought, thank you. Stand
Right.
up.
Dr. Devil confidentiality. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then she went to Maze, and it was funny because I'm thinking she is not dumb. If you think she's gonna like spill your deets,
But I feel like Maze was about
It was a
to
smart
do
play.
No.
It,
It was a
was.
smart
I think
play.
on Mom's part it was smart because Maze, I think, thought about it. Obviously, it didn't go through because I think she saw Lucifer's emotional reaction to it. But I think had that not have been a thing, I think Maze would have gone through with the plan. And I do
Right.
think it was smart of Mom to go to her.
Well, because the way Mom phrased it
Right.
was, look, Maze's purpose initially in life, if you will, is to be the sidekick, to be the protector, to look out for Lucifer as a demon to the devil.
Right.
First and foremost, that is her responsibility. So even though it's turned into this friendship and there's this emotion, and the thing that they're talking about is emotion, at the end of the day, her instinct is, okay, Mom is giving me information. This is information that actually he does need because
Right.
it does change everything. Oh, shoot. Maybe he does need to know. But then when Mom goes about starting to tell him the way she's doing it,
Right.
that's when Maze is like, you know what?
I can't do this
I can't do
anymore.
this. And she does. She knows how much Lucifer loves Chloe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And at the same thing, regardless if God put Chloe in Lucifer's path on purpose for whatever greater purpose,
Right.
I don't think that he has the power to, well, it's God, but for lack of better words, I don't think he has the power to control her emotions that much to say, you're going to feel this time,
Right,
you're going to love
that's
him
what I
then,
was
and whatever.
Right.
So,
it could still very well be natural, even though she's a miracle. In my head, I was thinking there's got to be a loophole.
That's what I thought too, because I was like, yes, her existing is God's doing, but I feel like the things that come from it, like, I mean, I guess are a result of God's doing, but are not like a direct result of God being like, you were going to
Right.
do this. Like you were just saying. So,
Exactly.
like, to me, I guess I didn't get why Lucifer was so angry
Distraught,
by it.
yeah.
Because I'm like, sure, but like at the same
because,
time, like,
wait, I know why. I could be wrong, but I feel like because he finally worked himself up to a place where he actually believed that this person genuinely is in love with him, and he's genuinely for the first time felt love for another person, and that's so special to him. So to find out that it could potentially be a fraud and the only reason she loves him is because God made her, then it ruins the whole part of
I don't think that's the case. I
Yeah,
honestly
I don't
think the
know.
mom orchestrated the whole thing. I think she made him fall more in love with her by saying, yeah, she's a good woman for you. Go for it. That's my thought. Go for her. She's a good woman. And then she coaxed the whole relationship. And then when she was ready, he was vulnerable. She dropped the bomb of,
Right.
she's a miracle. I'm
Lo-
sorry, honey. Like, you're going to be devastated. You need your family again because these ladies out here, they ain't good for you.
right, like maybe yes, obviously God intervened and made her exist. That is, we know that. But I'm saying maybe that's not to interrupt Lucifer or to make him not be able to feel love, but maybe it was so he could feel love. And I do think that Mom took advantage of that fact and
yeah.
twisted it into making it say God is only doing this to distract you. And like, but I'm like, maybe God really did create her for her to love him and not like in a like I'm trying to distract you way, but like
Right.
actually to be like, dude, here is someone to love.
Yeah.
And I
maybe
feel like, I don't
God
know.
really did just grant a miracle to this
Yeah.
poor family
And
who
it just-
really wanted a child.
We are really. You're right. That is the simplest answer.
And Mom is just making it into something a lot
yes,
bigger.
you are 100% right. But that could be true. He could just have done a miracle.
And I don't. The only thing I disagree with when I was saying as far as what you were saying is I don't think that Lucifer fell in love with her because Mom coaxed him.
Right,
I think
but-
that it made him feel like it's okay, but I think those feelings have always been
Oh, yeah.
there.
No, that's definitely not what I was saying. It's more so he felt comfortable finally letting himself fall versus feeling so guarded that he didn't want to give in to the feelings. But obviously they're there. The connection's been there for like 2 seasons, and it's it's great to see them finally get somewhere. But of course, I knew Mom was going to be like, "Sorry,
Take
honey,
advantage of that opportunity.
Okay, so really quick, I'm staring off into the distance because I'm looking at your comments, and I don't know if I missed something, but RJ Martinez said something about the zipper. Sorry, it just scrolled on me.
I think he was saying that, like, Zipper, as just a nickname for Lucifer, has the right to be angry because God orchestrated it all. I think that's what RJ was trying to say. Correct me if I'm wrong, RJ, but I feel like that's what you're trying to say.
I just didn't know where the term zipper came from.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was like, I've never heard that before, but I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. Because he says it again.
Yeah, how did God know that Lucifer was going to leave hell and end up in L.A.?
You're right. I didn't think about that.
Excellent point.
He's
Guys,
God.
Well, but pause.
Still.
He is God.
Yeah.
So.
He's all knowing. That's the thing.
But God is not. Look, God is.
Sorry. Go.
We're loving it.
God is not. What's her name? Shoot, psychic lady.
Miss
Psychic.
Cleo?
Not Miss Cleo. Who's the star that used to have the late night show with the short hair, African American lady?
Miss Cleo.
No. Miss Cleo had dreads, didn't she?
I know who Miss Cleo is, but I don't know what she looks like.
Dionne Warwick.
Oh, yes. Now I remember. You're so right. You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
anyways, regardless, God did, everyone's beliefs are different, but the way I feel like, I don't think God is somebody who predicts the future or creates the future. I think that it's something where you have a choice. You can go this way or this way. I'm letting you
Make
the
your
freedom to
own.
choose whatever. I'm not a mind controller. That's just,
No, yeah.
you know? And so, I don't even know where I was going with this, but with the LA thing, I don't think that he could predict, Chloe's gonna live in LA, and my son, when he decides to leave hell, is gonna go to LA too.
That's true, because then
And how big is LA, and how many people are in LA?
Also true, and the chance of them meet. But then again, I guess that goes back to maybe God really did orchestrate this whole.
Yeah,
it could go one or
divine
two ways. It
intervention,
could
maybe.
completely be
And what's
way by
wrong with
chance.
love?
I don't-
Right.
That's how I feel. I don't want Lucifer to be upset at all, because I'm like, okay, but she still loves you. Like, regardless of why she loves you. So
Yeah.
kind of get over it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's how I am. I'm
Yeah.
like, she still loves you, so whatever. Have fun with it. But that's a good point, Billie Jean. Maybe.
Badass Director says, God? No, just call me Badass.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll take it. I will say the shot was very interesting, though, at the very end of the episode when Lucifer was ready to tell her off, like, you don't really love me, or whatever it is in his mind he was going to tell her. You knew something was wrong because you see her hunched over.
Yes.
I did not expect it to be the nosebleed. I thought she was going to be crying over something or something weird. So when she turned around and did that, I was equally as shocked as his reaction was.
I think we had a moment where we were like, maybe she's pregnant, which I don't know how or
We
why.
thought like the dream, maybe like something,
Mary
divine,
Magdalene.
yeah, some divine
Okay.
intervention
But, like, for the
going
devil
on.
instead.
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe.
Oh, Danielle makes an excellent point. She says, I know Amenadiel only blessed one couple, but who's to say that basically other angels haven't done the same thing? There might have been a small handful of people out there who are immune to Lucifer's powers. I definitely agree. Amenadiel is not the only angel out there.
Speaking of, we remember that episode a couple weeks ago when we saw Dan kind of have this weird power with that sword, that blade that like makes you kill people. Remember he had that weird power over it? So like that is a great point, Danielle, because like maybe Amenadiel didn't have anything to do with Dan, but we can believe, or we are led to believe, that Dan has something special about him
And if
because he did
Chloe
overcome it.
and Dan, then what about Trixie?
Oh,
Right.
what?
Well, and here's my thing too.
Mind
They didn't. No one directly answered the question, but when Maze was first talking to Mum about Chloe, and she was like, "Wait, Amenadiel, excuse me, I'm sorry, is he the daddy?" And of course,
Yeah.
we know that he's
not.
not. I don't think. But at the same time, Mom didn't necessarily clear that up, and definitely when Lucifer was coming to his conclusions about no, and that's the thing too, is he would have never even found out unless Mom planted that picture there. But obviously,
Yeah.
everything got stopped and cut off, and it wasn't going to happen.
Do you think
Because-
Mom did that?
I could see
'Cause
that in
I
case he
feel like
walked
that was
out like, oops.
I felt like that was very random.
Yeah.
Like, also, why would it felt very.
Yeah, like
that felt.
how many
planted.
years later is that picture there?
Yeah, that felt planted.
It felt like Mom magically like poof, and it just appeared
Yeah.
on the wall as soon as
Yeah,
Dilemma
like,
happened and
caught
made
his
sense.
eyes.
This is what I'll
Stop
do.
it.
Ooh.
But I felt like, it just felt like Lucifer went, if Amenadiel, what? And no one, Maze didn't stop him from thinking maybe Amenadiel impregnated her. No.
Which is weird, because you're like in love with your niece. Ish
Ew.
type thing.
Ew.
That is weird. I mean, but
Yeah.
kind of. That's what that would be.
It happens.
It's weird.
Anyways.
A pause. Do you
What?
think that mom and God might like secretly be working together?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I'm like, now that you say the
Interesting.
planting thing, I'm like, I could see her working with him.
Yeah.
And pretending to not be. Like, this is her, because she wants to get home. And I think mom is thinking about mom.
Oh, of course.
And so maybe this is all a part of her plan. Like,
Yeah.
she's doing whatever she's got to do to make the kids feel whatever they have to feel to prove to God whatever she needs to get home.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll be interesting
So I can
because
see her working with him.
Lucifer paints out his dad as being very vindictive. Like, he
Right.
even said that in the beginning of the episode, oh, like, my dad, you know? So it'll be interesting to finally see that character and how he actually is versus just the relationship and how it was developed when he was younger.
Right.
So,
Does it strike anybody else as strange in the fact that, yes, this TV show is meant to be not a parody. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but it's a play off of
Allegory?
no. Either way, it's a
Yeah.
play off of obviously biblical characters and something that is something, right? And it's just interesting that in all of this, in the grand scheme of things, and I think we brought it up before, but God is the bad guy.
That's weird.
and Lucifer seems like the good guy
Yeah, but
almost.
so is Mom. Here's Mom, Mother Nature, whom the rest of us think is a wonderful thing unless you mess with her, and then she
Right.
swats back at you. Global warming. But, she doesn't do anything unless you do something to her. But instead,
Right.
in this show, she is the ex-wife who's trying to get a vengeance or get back to Dad, who is teaching people lessons in really weird ways and using people as pawns. That just doesn't seem very godly to me at all. It's, I don't know, it's just weird.
No, it is
general.
weird. I think it's weird because it's like the more we get to know Lucifer as a character, the more we see him in us, and it's weird to like be like, oh, I can relate to the devil. Like it's weird to
Right.
say because like no one thinks that, and
It's that side of you though. It's like every person has a good and bad characteristics, and I think that's what they're trying to paint out with him. Is they're showing that even that is kind of human in a way.
And I guess like I hope when they introduce the God character, I hope that they still like show
His good
the
qualities.
the humanity in God, because like I mean if you believe in the Bible, we are
Yeah.
all created in His image, and if you think about it, that would like just like we have bad sides, God, if we were in His image, would also have some. I don't know.
But then
That's
that takes
weird.
away
That's
his
weird to say.
godliness.
I know,
That
that's weird to
humanizes
say.
him,
That's
which
so
makes him
weird.
not any more celestial,
That's so weird.
amazing. Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
I really hope that he doesn't come down and he is this awful.
Yeah, I don't want that
Yeah.
either.
Because, yeah.
I think he's misunderstood. And
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I would prefer
100%.
that. I would
yes.
definitely prefer that. There was a comment that I don't know if it's still up. I'm going to see if I can find it. Have you guys not read the Old Testament? Seems a lot like God to me.
Well, that is true. God is very vengeful in the Old Testament.
Let's see. Whoa. All these things. Polar. He freaks every time Trixie tries. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's actually the comment I was looking for. Lucifer could be slightly envious of Trixie. She has a lot of the qualities he wishes he had, like innocence, for example. And then someone else said he freaks every time Trixie tries to hug him, scared. I don't know if I think it's scared. I think it's that whole typical, she exudes
light.
light, goodness, innocence, sweetness, all these things. So, and him being the devil, of course, he's all, "Ooh, don't
Yeah.
touch me with your good juju." But on the
Yeah.
inside, he enjoys it. But because he's the devil, he has to
can't.
be like,
Yeah.
"Get away."
I guess that makes it. She's kind of like a Jesus-like character. She's probably the only character in this show that we've seen so far to be like truly without at least a visible sin. I mean, you know what I mean? She's the one like
She
who
just
is-
like
She
shake.
cons people in the chocolate cake.
that is true. But I mean,
She's a con artist in the making.
so I don't know.
She's not that innocent.
That's true.
This part of your conversation reminds me of the Kelly Clarkson song "Dark Side." I'd love to see that played at Lux one day, maybe during a moment of deep contemplation for Lucifer.
I want him to play. I want him to play it on the piano.
I want him to play
Yeah,
Avril
sing it
Lavigne.
for us.
That would be amazing
That
if
would
he
be so
sung that
funny.
to Chloe. Why you gotta make everything
Yes,
so complicated?
that would be a better
Ding,
song.
ding, 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 on his piano, just like that.
That's awesome.
Anywho'ser. Okay, I feel like we've chatted quite thoroughly through the episode. Have I left anything out?
No, only the big cliffhanger. I think that like seeing Chloe being sick and seeing where that goes is gonna be just crazy to see. I mean,
I
I'm
think
curious.
even though Lucifer got the information that he got. Obviously, he still has feelings for her, and I think it's going to make him really upset with God, with a lot. But that's prediction territory, so I'm going to zip it. And let's see if there's anything else that you guys are saying. Now, mind you, we do have a little bit of a slight delay in our chat, so I apologize. But really quickly, if you are not watching live, but you're seeing this on Facebook, you're welcome to leave comments below. You know, we'll check. Like to chat with you if we're a little behind. We apologize, but definitely we always appreciate when you like us, when you share us, talk to us on Twitter, Instagram, what have you. So definitely do that. But let's do a little bit of news and gossip. I think that'd be great.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so really quickly, it might take a moment because I did have some videos and I do have some pictures that I'd like to share with you guys, but I think I just totally caught the engineer off guard. I was like, hey, news! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Just throw this at him.
No pun intended.
And you've got some good stuff today. I'm very interested.
Yes.
You'll like this
Yes.
tea.
Why don't we do pictures first? I think that's probably going to be easier for you to load. And while we pull up the pictures, so God has officially been cast.
Yes.
No, it is not Morgan Freeman. It is a white
so
dude.
Sad.
But there's some really cool pictures. This is one that's pulled up already. So, Timothy Omunson. And if you are a big fan of his and I totally mispronounced his last name, apologies. Anyways, he will be first introduced to the series in episode 16. There's a couple of pictures of him that I got because he looks so different in every picture that I'm really curious to see what version he will be, because this is like the Lucifer version of God. But, and the other one was a very old kingy looking ironic, but there's another picture. If we can get that one pulled up, and that to me is like, that is God. Anyhow, so yes, that is.
Oh,
there we go.
My gosh.
Perfect. So I'm gonna read this little thing really quick. Okay. What did you want to say?
Because if you might be saying what I think, he looks like the villain from Luck of the Irish, the Disney Channel original movie. No, I promise you that is the man.
I remember that.
He's like the evil leprechaun man. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
you do that
right now.
Either way, so Morningstar's father, his name is gonna be God Johnson.
Love it.
Yeah,
Because why not?
Johnson. Character used to be a patient at a psychiatric ward, so Lucifer believes him to be a phony. However, when he starts telling Lucifer things that he knows about him, the lead character becomes convinced that he could indeed be his father. As of late, Omunson has only been taped to appear in one episode.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So just a little info there, because we kept on joking about the whole Morgan Freeman thing.
I wish, but Morgan Freeman really, he's the only God I know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I also have 2 videos, and those are just fun. You guys know I like to just show stuff just cause. So this one is a compilation of Lauren German's Vines, and it's so funny because actors are look, I'm an actor too, but we're so weird sometimes, and we get the hoot out of the strangest things. You guys saw that thing that I pulled up. If you watch consistently our after shows, I did something with Kevin Alejandro and his own independent film, and he was a psycho killer in his white draws and anyways.
On his undies, he went all out.
Yeah, love that. So let's check out Lauren German and her interesting Vine.
Are you drunk? Oh, far out. Those were the days, man. So you guys want to share a J first or just rub each other's bunions?
I got my Diva Cup. It goes inside me and holds my period blood. I'm so excited to try it. Oh my god.
Where did I leave my cannabis and my hemorrhoid cream? Oh, far out. I don't...
People always ask, Lauren, are you normal? Are you crazy? I can't tell. I want to put everyone's worries to rest. I am normal.
Anyway, so that's if you want to look up the rest
this.
on YouTube, you
Wait,
can.
she is so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm loving this side of her.
It really takes a lot of confidence to be that person.
Also, I would
right?
never guess her to be so like silly
Silly?
because
Oh
she seems
my
very
gosh,
like she'd be
cookie
very
cutter, yes,
rigid and she's
Yeah.
so silly.
Yeah.
Also, I did look it up and he is the villain in Luck of the Irish. So God
Good
is.
spot
And,
there.
I was like, I knew that face.
He's come a long way. He's now God.
Yes.
Anyhow, so this is a very short clip, but obviously we know that Tom Ellis can sing. We always
Right.
see him at the piano. Some people love it, some people don't. I like it. And here's him playing the guitar, so check it out.
Is this before?
Anyhow, So it's quick and short,
Nice.
but I just thought it was really pretty.
Amazing.
Because when we see him play the piano, he has a very specific demeanor in the way he sings and the style that he sings,
Right.
which is a lot lower. And this is not. So I like it. It shows a little bit of his range, and I actually
Yeah.
like that genre for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it
Poppy.
sounded amazing. Very cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. I wonder if he like sang before Lucifer, like, or if like he was like kind of something. You know how sometimes people become actors and then become singers, or if it was
I know he
something
did a
he's
lot of
always in-
theater, so I'm sure he
Yeah.
probably did some musical work. I mean, with a voice like
Yeah.
that, why not? I'd be
Yeah.
like, yes,
True.
cast me right here.
Like, you can come sing to me, boo-boo. Anyhow, so that's that. Let's talk a little bit about some predictions, shall we?
Yes, I'm so here.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Before I predict, I have to read what Danielle said. She says, did we seriously need another reason to fall in love with Tom? No fair.
And then
far.
RJ immediately, no sympathy for the devil.
Not here for it.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Okay.
anyhow. Okay, so what were we saying about predictions? Because we started and then I cut us off and I lost my place.
I think with me, my idea for prediction, my prediction would be, this is all a grand scheme of moms. I kind of got into it before, but I just feel like God, in my opinion, God can't truly be a bad person. So I think that like the devil is like an angsty teenager, and he's gonna think his dad is a bad guy. Like I think
Right.
we all go through that phase, and I think mom is playing into that because I think ultimately she is going to turn out to be like the true villain of it. And so when God comes down, I do think that he plays Chloe here for the devil to fall in love with, but not in like a distracting way. He wants him to truly see what love is. Like just like he gave
Yes.
Jesus to die for our sins and all that, according to the Bible. I feel like he gave Chloe so the devil could gain a sense of humanity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And learn that lesson. So I feel like this is all mom. I was gonna say Chloe. Mom is trying to take advantage of this and use it against the devil to gain her ultimate goal,
I
which
could
is
see
to
that.
honestly she wants to take God down and be God. And so I think that's what she's trying to do. But
that makes
that's-
sense.
I could see that as well, and I think with Chloe, she's different because otherwise women they just get hypnotized by him.
Yeah.
And so he can't form that connection with anybody else. So I could almost see why God would plant her as a miracle, because he needs somebody who he can actually communicate with and fall in love with and actually see that lust and all these qualities that he's been driven on for so long are not all that's here on earth and in
he
life.
needed to have somebody that is immune to his charm, so that way if and when they do fall in love, it is genuine. It's not because you know, he oozes charm and attracts all these women like he did at the frat party. Really quickly though, Ivan Soto had said something about thinking that it was a fake God. I don't know, because the clip that or the little segment I read just said Lucifer thinks it's fake until this person knows all this information about us. Another thought, and this is not a prediction at all, but when you started talking, I started singing in my head, what if God was one of us?
That'll be the song for when he comes
Yeah,
so.
episode 16.
I hope so.
Anyhow, I don't even know what my prediction is anymore. I would love to see, I had mentioned before, Lucifer ignoring all the information he just received just because of the fact that now Chloe's in a position of vulnerability, and him really getting tugged at the heartstrings going, oh my gosh, I really do love this person so much in a way that never in my life would I give my life for somebody else, but I probably would for her.
Ooh, and that might be what's at stake next episode, because she's going to be sick and it's going to need some type of sacrifice. So I wonder if it's going to be something along the lines of Lucifer having to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Or, obviously, maybe he doesn't die. It was interesting because he didn't get affected by the poison.
Right.
So, I don't know.
And I feel like that's a very biblical thing. Sacrifices are very, very Old Testament. So, it could
So
be-
they're very Old Testament. That was so last millennia.
kind of.
So anyway, but okay, awesome, great predictions. All you got from me was a little bit of a singing thing, so take that with you. You're welcome. I'm gonna turn to the front so you can see all of us at once, our angelic faces, because we're so innocent. And take a moment, just say thank you to all of our co-hosts that joined in the conversation. And again, if you couldn't, that's okay. We love that you tune in general. Please like, comment, subscribe, share us all over the web, and follow us. Again, I'm Alikona Bradford. You can find me at Boys and Beauty AFTERBUZZ01 on Twitter, or I've been on Instagram a lot lately, so try me on Instagram, boys_and_beauty_Alikona. You'll find me there, and also find my co-host.
Awesome. I'm Ryan Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram, like the Teddy Graham.
And I'm Samantha Benitz. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz, BENITZ. Bye, guys.
And until next week, mwah, mwah, mwah. Goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
That girl is poison!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.